can see it. I can see it from here. As the lure starts dropping through the water column, it's just going down and sinking in there, and I can see it. But you know, oh yeah, I got one. Yep, we got bass. We got a bass, ladies and gentlemen. He came right up there, the orange and black, and I'm right there. Boom, nice. He came right up after it and dumped it on that orange and green pumpkin SENKO. Nice. Oh, what we got there? Orange and black SENKO. And they come after it. Gotta get close enough. So I just gotta be careful because there are gators in this water here. All right, buddy. There you go. So boom, that's on the on this orange worm. Wacky rig again on the SENKO. How that worm continues to be productive, and again and again and again. Okay. So that's all we're using right there, as you can see, and I'm able to cast out here, and just a simple rig, and the worm is not harmed in any which way and form. You know, it's just perfectly fine. There's no bangs on it, no tears on it. Perfectly ready to go back out there again. So as I toss it out there, again, I'm using 12-pound fluorocarbon, and this line is made to be absorbed and start making its way towards the bottom of the water. So what I do is, once it's there, oh, something grabbed it already. Okay, fish on, guys. Yeah, there he is. Doesn't look like a big one, but we do have a bass on there. Okay, again with the WACKY Yamamoto worm, we got a second bass. Second bass caught on the worm, and this time again he was very subtle at grabbing the very subtle the way he grabbed the hook there. Very subtle, but it's a small one. He's not big by any stretch of the imagination again, but again, letting it drop, and he boom dumped it as soon as the bait made its way down that water column. He went right after it. So this color, last time I was using a different color, and was the we were using the Houdini color on it. This time we're using like an orange and green pumpkin color. So far we got 2 good hits in this area. Again, if you look at the Wacky style rig as it compares to any other, you have the durability. You notice how it lasts. It's being able to continue to take hits, and there's absolutely no wear and tear on that Wacky rig whatsoever. Okay, so let's cast over here somewhere. Now what I should use is the other WACKY Yamamoto and start tossing the crawl out here a little bit. But you notice, again, the technique is just letting it drop, and then bring that rod tip up, then just bring the rod back down, let that bait, that worm sink, then bring it up again, do it again, same thing, just let that worm drop until you bring it all the way back to you. So that's basically what the steps that we do with the SENKO worm, and we wacky rig it. That's the way we want to work it, and as we work it as on its way back. Let's just do one more cast with this. You already seen I've caught 2 bass with it so far in the span of not even 10 minutes apart or 5 minutes apart. I've been able to land those fish. So again, I'm letting the bait settle down, do its thing, go down the water column, then I bring the rod tip all the way up, reel in, bring it down, and let the bait do its thing, go down, then I'll bring it back up again. I'm letting the bait just go down on its own so it could settle in place, and then I'll bring it back up, and then we repeat those steps over and over again, making sure that the bait gets down there as long as it's being seen within the water column as it's making its way down. So I cast it out there. Again, I just want the bait to do all the work. I'm just gonna let that line go down, sink, and again I bring the rod tip up, then I'm gonna let it go down on its own, bring the rod tip up a bit, again reel in, let that bait go down. So we just letting the lure work its magic as it makes its way through the water column. And all I'm doing is just picking it up and letting it flutter back down. That's all we do. We keep repeating that, and times we repeat it, chances are you might come across that bass at one point that's swimming by, sees it, attacks it. Now remember, we're not working with a fish finder at all when we're working things off the banks. We're basically at the mercy of our luck. Wherever the lure dropped, that there'll be a fish to pick it up there at that point. So basically that's what we're doing right now. I'm just letting it drop. See, again, working it through the water column, slowly, gradually, just bringing that rod tip all the way up. I reel on my way back down, just to bring some of that excess line back in, and you see I'm reeling it back in just to bring in that excess line, bring that rod tip up. Again, all that's doing is picking that lure up from the bottom, bringing it up and giving it a chance as I bring the rod down so it could make its way down the water column doing its job, fluttering around. Okay, I know I did say that would be my last cast. That's usually what we always say. So this time around, again, I'm gonna cast this. Then we're gonna switch up. As soon as I bring this bait back, we're gonna switch up and we're gonna start throwing the Jama crawl around again. So again, I'm going up, bringing the rod tip down, then that letting the worm do its thing, and bringing it up again, reeling it in. Again, I'm letting that worm work its magic as it makes its way down the water column. Then I'm bringing it back up. Again, bring the rod tip down, and up there we are. Got a fish on. And just like that, you see that? You keep repeating that cycle with it, and because this bass is 10 times smaller than the other two that we got, but he got them right in the roof of the mouth. Perfect hooks in on that one. This one's relatively small, but again, you want to work that SENKO. It's kind of hard to toss this. It's a little challenging, but you know, it's not to say that you're not going to be able to fish a wacky rig successfully, you know, in any condition. It's just that certain conditions and certain angles and certain spots that you're trying to target are not going to be okay. So that's where I really wanted that bait. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly where I wanted it. And we got something, guys. Oh, this feels good. Stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on. This is good. Stay on. Feels like a good fish, guys. Stay on. Stay on. Stay on. All right. Oh. Yeah, this is a good size bass. It's a good fish, guys. Okay, boom. This is a good fish, guys. It's a big one. Yeah, it's not bad at all right here, guys. Look at that guy. Yep. So we ended up getting him again with the Yamamoto SENKO worm, and this guy is huge. He's not a tiny guy whatsoever, guys. Not the madness with the SENKO worm, okay? And this is again one thing that I preach. If anything, again, you guys want to have different stuff, maintain different stuff in your tackle box, and your gear ready for anything and everything, you know, because you never know. So right now, since I had to get him out of that deep stuff, because he was in that gook back there, he wasn't in any of the light stuff. He's a smart fish, and that fish was in a place where he had cover, had plenty of cover, and he wasn't going to easily be pulled out of there. But that's what I was aiming for. I knew if I was able to get it somewhere in that area, we were possibly going to be able to land something nice. And sure enough, you know, he went after that SENKO worm right there.